Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Amarhan Khattar and today the topic of our discussion is history of English literature. Literature allows a person to step back in time and learn about life on earth from the ones who walked before us. History gives us the tools to analyze and explain problems in the past. It positions us to see patterns that might otherwise be invisible in the present. In this series of History of English Literature, we will examine the different movements and genres developed during these periods and place them in their socio-cultural contexts. English civilization, culture, and even literature has its origin in classical ages of Europe. Those classical ages of Europe are divided into Greek age and Roman age. In this video, we are going to discuss Greek age. Before discussing literature of Greek age, first we have to discuss a brief historical background of Greek civilization. 4000 BC or BCE. BC stands for before Christ. BCE is a liberal term for use for BC. BCE stands for before Common Era. It is the start of the Greek age. It is also called Neolithic period. According to the discoveries of archaeological researches, the first organizational efforts of Athens and construction of the small walls began during this period. Then 2000 BC, it is the flourishing time of Greek age. Different Indo-European civilizations settled there, and with them a complex urban settlements began there. The earliest urban society in Greece was the Mycenaean civilization. Then in 1200 to 750 BC, around 1200 BC, Greece had a dark age following the destruction of the Mycenaean civilization. For several centuries until around 750 BC, most cities were abandoned, the population declined significantly, and the literacy and culture of the Mycenaean period was lost. Then in 750 BC to 500 BC, the age of starting colonization. This time, Greeks colonized different areas, especially they colonized Byzantium on Bosphorus. Then 507 BC, democracy inaugurated in Greece. Then in 431 BC, there was a war which is known as the Peloponnesian War, started between Athens and allies versus Sparta and allies. This war is ended in 404 BC and it ends with the loss of Athens to Sparta. Then 336 BC to 323 BC, Alexander the Great defeated Persians and marched to India. Then from 323 to 300 BC, this age is called Hellenistic age, during which the Greek cultural influence reached its peak in the Mediterranean and beyond. Prosperity and progress in the arts, literature, theater, architecture, music, mathematics, even philosophy and science characterizes the era. The term Hellenistic literally means to imitate Greeks, and the Hellenistic period refers to the period of time dominated by the fusion of Greek language and customs with the culture of the Near East. The main social classes of ancient Greece consisted of slaves, women, and then citizens. To be a citizen, one had to be a male. In each of these classes, there were a variety of subclasses, such as the difference between aristocratic citizen and common citizen. Let's discuss literature of Greek age. The history of ancient Greek literature may be divided into three periods. Archaic period, which is from 6th century BC, then classical age from 5th century and 4th century BC, and then Hellenistic or Greco-Roman period. Now let's start Greek literature with Greek drama. The beginning of Greek drama is in 6th century BC. The origins of Greek theatre lie in the festivities of the followers of Dionysius, a Greek god of fertility and wine, where his female devotees, in particular, dance themselves into a state of frenzy. This dance is called choral dance. But the Dionysians also developed more structured form of drama. They dance and sing in choral form the stories of Greek myth. These songs were the early Greek form of tragedy and are called goat songs. These goat songs were lyrical rather than dramatic. After some time in later period, the dramatic dialogues were introduced by the minstrels of Iona. These dialogues added the interest in the rituals by the passage of time. In the 6th century BC, a priest of Dionysius, also a poet by the name Thespius, is credited both with inventing tragedy and with being the first actor. He engaged in conversations with chorus, which constituted the first dialogues. Actors in the West ever since have been proud to call themselves Thespians. According to a Greek chronicle of the 3rd century BC, Thespius is also the first winner of theatrical award. He takes the prize in the first competition for tragedy held in Athens in 534 BC. Development of Greek drama in 5th century BC. This was the golden age of Greek drama. During this time, playwrights began to pioneer the three main types of drama in theatre: tragedy, comedy, and star plays. These plays were the three theatrical forms. Tragedy and comedy were viewed as completely separate genres. Stars plays dealt with the mythological subject in comic manner. Now let's talk about the development of Greek tragedy. Tragedies were popular because they were most in demand stories at the time. Audiences wanted to see a story that ended with a tragedy or that had a tragic moral. Tragedies were also often played out alongside annual rituals undertaken by the ancient Greeks to honor Dionysius. There are 32 Greek tragedies still survive. 7 of Sophocles, 7 of Aeschylus, and 18 of Euripides. Now let's discuss these three tragic playwrights separately. The earliest is the heavyweight of trio is Aeschylus. Aeschylus adds a second actor, increasing the potential for drama. He first wins the prize for tragedy in 484 BC. One of his inventions is to write the day's three tragedies on a single theme as a trilogy. By good fortune, three of his 7 plays are one such trilogy. He also reduced the chorus from 50 to 12. He is known to have written about 80 plays, of which only 7 survive. His surviving plays are the Orestia, which is a trilogy. Other plays are the Persians, the Seven against Thebes, Prometheus, Bound, Suppliant, Woman, and the Agamemnon. After Aeschylus, there came Sophocles. Sophocles gains his first victory in 468 BC by defeating Aeschylus. He is credited with adding a third actor, further extending the dramatic possibilities of a scene. Whereas Aeschylus tends to deal with great public themes, the tragic dilemmas in Sophocles worked out at more personal level. Plots became more complex, characterization became more subtle, and the personal interactions between the characters were more central to the drama. He also increased the chorus from 12 to 15. Although Sophocles, in a very long life, writes more than Aeschylus, almost 120 plays, but again only 7 of his plays still survive. His surviving plays are Ajax, Antigone, Trachinian Woman, Oedipus Rex, Electra, Philoctetus, and Oedipus at Colonus. Of these, Oedipus Rex is generally considered to be his masterpiece. After Sophocles, there came the Euripides. He was the youngest and the most tragic of the three great Greek tragedians. He brought female protagonists in tragedy. More of his plays survive, but he had fewer victories than his rivals in the city of Dionysia, in which he first competes in 454 BC. Euripides introduced a more unconventional view of Greek myth, seeing it from new angles or viewing mythological characters in terms of their human fertility. He again reduced the chorus from 15 to 12. He wrote almost 92 plays and only 18 are still survive. Some of his famous works are Hippolytus, Medea, the Trojan Women, Andromache, Orestes, and Iphigenia in Aulis.